We're ready, Ed. Thank you for sticking with us. We don't have our theme song, so we can sing it.
Can we?
You know what time it is!
Boom shakalaka!
Whoa! That's right.
Hey, hi Northend Update. Thank you for staying with us. And hello, Rocky and Shaviva. I gotta fix my strap here.
Okay.
Do that. Oops, and my mic fell down.
Okay.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna shout out as soon as I find my mic. We're gonna shout out to our special frequent viewers, Shaviva.
Yes, definitely. Philip Banks,
Hey,
okay.
Phillip.
Karen Phillips,
Karen
Denise
Phillips.
Deal Olson, Tim Cooper, Maggie Minair, Tracy Meeks, Alicia Hollingsworth, and Jim Gardner.
That's right. And today we have a wonderful show lined up for you. Our one guest, Juliet Thurman Dunn, could not make it. She was a little under the weather, so she won't be here with us. But we do have the all-around man, Mr. Astor Williams, joining us to tell us about something that's coming back, Shaviva.
That's right, yes.
Yes, it's going to be great to hear about that. We want to thank everybody for making us the best show on the internet.
That's right. The best.
The best,
That's
because there's always something good happening on the North End.
And everywhere else.
That's right, and you know this. We want you to stick around with us for our talking point.
Okay, yes. Our talking point is refuse to entertain negativity because life is too big and time is too short to be caught up in empty drama.
That's right. Somebody needs to hear this because somebody's going through it right now, and they said, oh, I can't wait till Astor gets to comment on that.
All right.
Okay.
And be sure to stick with us for our Give It Air, where we're going to be talking about Monopoly.
Right. Where's that, Shaviva? Where's our Give It Air from here?
Right there.
Where?
Da-da-da-da.
Okay. I got lost. Okay, so we are approaching 6 years of positivity. And, you know, normally in the pre-boom, we talk about all this stuff. But because we got you guys here right quick, we're going to tell you about the Taste of the North End, Shaviva.
That's right. Next Friday, April 7th at Waterloo Center for the Arts is going to be a taste of the North End. That's a taste of the food, a taste of the music, a taste of the culture.
And a taste of everything,
Everything,
right?
That's right.
Yes. And it's going to be at Waterloo Center for the Arts. And I love the whole fact that, you know, Mary Louise is going to be there cooking collard greens at Waterloo Center for the Arts.
Ooh la la.
First thing in the morning, she's going to light up the place, Shaviva. It's going to be great. Yes, so we want to encourage you to get your tickets if you haven't already. We've sold a lot of tickets, but we may still have a few left for you and your gang. So go to northendupdate.org/shop.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Now, we're approaching 6 years of positivity, but, you know, we usually have a news flash right about now. Birthday people, we're going to make Astor Williams, see, because I'm his auntie. You are, too. We're both related.
Right.
So we can
So
actually...
he can't say no, see?
He can't say no. We can ask him nicely to sing a solo.
Yes.
But if he doesn't, then we can just put our foot down, see. So stay tuned for that.
Yes.
All right, and without further ado, I think we've teased him enough. Let's introduce Mr. Astor Williams.
Yes.
Welcome,
Yes,
Astor.
I got to give you a
Yes,
round of applause. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Now, Juliet, I think, is it raining out?
Not yet. It's sprinkling a little bit, but
Is it?
Yeah, it hasn't came down yet.
I think it's holding off
I
to
hope
give us
so.
a chance to
I
get
hope
finished
so.
here.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
right. Go ahead, Shaviva. What did you...
What? Are we going to talk about our
Talking point.
talking point?
Yes.
Yes.
It's brought to you by the Grout Museum District. We want you to be sure to check out their new exhibit called The Toy Box, Generations of Play. And you can find out more information about the Grout Museum. Go to their Facebook page.
Okay, yes. Our talking point is refuse. Refuse, I tell you. Refuse to
Say no.
entertain negativity because life is too big and time is too short to be caught up in empty drama.
What do you think about that? You ever get dealt with, like somebody just comes up to you, or they're always negative, can never think of anything good to say? How do you handle that, Astor?
I try to avoid a lot of negativity. it's amazing how I just had this conversation on my way over here.
Is that right? Well, good. Hopefully they're
one of the
watching.
Community members, yes,
Okay.
yes, I believe they are. And
okay.
Yep, I just try to avoid negativity at all costs. To me, there's no place. We want this to be a positive community, just so we can look forward to the good things that you guys are doing and everything else that's around the community. So.
Yeah. How about you, Rock? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think the reason we started this show was because we've heard so much negative things about our hometown, and when you know better, you do better. So what we decided to do was shine a light on the good things. And so I think that's how I handle negativity, is by looking at things from a different perspective, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Somebody told me something that really has stuck with me. I mean, as far as when it comes to dealing with negativity, is negativity going to come your way? Absolutely. It's going to. You can't stop it from coming your way, just like you can't stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can stop it from building a nest.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything can be turned around,
yes.
I think, you know, so you just have to, and especially with negative thoughts and vibes about young people today. Some of the people in my generation and even your generation will look at the next generation doing some great things,
yes.
But then again, there are those ones that aren't doing so well, and I think we need to embrace everybody and try to turn people around if they're going the wrong way.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, we just hope somebody needed to hear that, and hopefully you're encouraged today by that word. Now, this Give It Air I thought was really, really a great demonstration. Astor, you know, on our show sometimes we talk about things that sometimes people find hard to discuss. And usually it's race relations. And a lot of times I think white people don't understand the thing about black people is the wokeness situation. You know, how you might not be woke because you don't know what the one drop rule is, because that's something that everybody should know. You know, or you might not be woke if you know certain things that pertain to black people that white people don't have a clue about. But today, this really hit home, Shaviva, is Monopoly. You know, the game Monopoly, everyone gets up money to start, and then you go around the board and you buy things and you purchase and you build wealth. Well, what's the take that we were talking about?
The problem with that, as far as our experience, you know, like people say all the time, well, slavery was a long time ago, and yada, yada, this, that, the other. Why aren't you doing better? Well, see, at the end of slavery, what was supposed to happen was
40 acres and a mule.
Okay?
Nobody got it.
Nobody got that 40 acres and a mule.
We ain't saying the R
That's
word,
like,
but.
Right. That's like playing the game of Monopoly without that money to start at the beginning. You know?
So if you don't get the, $1,300 that they pass out, you can go around the board a couple times. But you can't buy
that's
nothing.
it. You can't
I wish
buy
it was
nothing.
$1,300. I think it's $200.
Oh, is it only?
Yeah.
I haven't played in a while.
But that's the same type of statement as the, you know, they say African Americans or blacks are lazy and don't want to work, like you mentioned, and they use the term raising you up by your bootstraps.
There's that.
And when the term that I heard was most of the bootstraps were cut. They didn't have bootstraps to lift themselves up. So yeah, so that's another analogy that often used in those situations. So.
Right. So, yeah, I think that's a great example, too. It's a cruel jest, I think Martin Luther King said, to ask a man to pull up his bootstraps and he doesn't have boots at all. So, yeah, we just wanted to give that a little air. You can't buy anything. You can't do anything. You can go around the block, but you can't buy a house. You can't do this or you can't
See
do
what
that.
other people are doing, but don't linger too long.
Right.
Yeah.
And eventually the debt will get you.
Yeah, the debt will get you. Okay, we just wanted to give that a little air. And every time we do that segment, I get kind of nervous because I don't want to say the wrong thing, don't want to offend people, so I can understand a lot of the things that are going around in schools with the teaching and stuff. Now, what do you do now for a living, Astor?
So now I am an educational counselor. I'm the senior educational counselor with the Educational Talent Search Program through the University of Northern Iowa Center for Urban Education.
All right.
That was a mouthful.
Right.
Yep,
Is that DeCarlos? Is he?
It is.
He was his job.
Yep.
Okay.
So DeCarlo is the director of the program.
Oh, he is the director?
He's the director.
Okay.
He's the director. I'm the senior counselor. So we serve 1,200 students in the Waterloo Community School District, which can't
Wow.
We serve 1,200 students from 6th through 12th grade in the Waterloo Community Schools. So our intent is to get them from 6th grade, from middle school to high school, and enroll in some type of post-secondary education.
All right. All right. And you all are doing a wonderful job.
You are, definitely.
It's challenging work, but it's rewarding. It is.
It is. And it's so important that you hold that job too, because there's so many children that need to see you there in that position. So talk about what about this Beautillion? How does I know you're happy. Vivi and I were both talking about how exciting it is to see those young men. Dapper it all up. Talk about what made you want to bring it back.
Well, a group of us about 5 or 6 years ago got together and we were discussing on bringing the Beautillion back about 5 or 6 years ago. Well, that didn't come to fruition. It kind of tailed off and everybody went their separate ways. And this is actually the 20th year anniversary of the Beautillion not being in our community.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
not being
in our community, correct. So the first Beautillion event was the 1994-95 school year. And the Black Alliance, I believe the president at the time was either Mr. Robert Smith or Mr. Tracy Meeks.
Okay.
But it was a group of local business people and community members that were part of the Black Alliance, and they put the Beautillion on every year. So it went for 8 consecutive years. Yes.
8 years.
8 consecutive years, yes. And this is actually the 20-year anniversary, so I thought that was pretty significant.
Wow, to get it done.
And get it going now. So we're excited. We got some nice committee set up and got a nice group of young men.
That was my question. How many? How many?
We have 9.
Okay.
We have 9. The goal was 25. And in that thought, in getting the young people to participate in it, I was reassured and reaffirmed that I believe 2 years ago, the cotillion, and I have to mention the cotillion, the young ladies of Club of Dimes that do the cotillion, they had a group, a pretty small group. I think 2 years ago, maybe they only had 7. So that helped reaffirm that I knew that we were doing.
You're doing.
Yeah. With this being the first one, we wanted to, have a good showing and have a good experience for the young men and their families to be involved in the Beautillion.
I'm sure people have been really missing the event too, and are going to be looking forward to getting out there and supporting and seeing, the young men. I see you have it noted as a rite of passage for the young men.
Yeah, talk about what is a Beautillion, and it's a rite of passage, you say?
Yes, so a Beautillion is basically presenting young people to the community, so young African-American males to the community. So it's a rite of passage from your 18-year-old high school senior into the community as young men, or young beaux is what we refer to them as. So it's that rite of passage from young man, young boy to young man to adulthood. Yes. That rites of passage, and we're presenting this group to the community. So we're presenting the community, and the theme is community raised, community praised.
Yes.
So we raise them. We raise these young men in our community, and now it's time for us to praise them for all their accomplishments and all the things that they're doing, all the positive things that they're doing in the community.
And what? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What are the requirements for young men to be involved?
With this being our first year back going, our requirement was a 2.25 GPA. We were kind of lenient on that in this first year,
right.
But I will say all the young men have over 2.0.
Okay, that's a C average.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
we can do better, but
absolutely.
But it's a wonderful place to start. Yes.
And the goal, and let me say this before I forget this part. The goal is to sustain this, so we want to put a good showing in front of you first, and then we'll build on it. It'll get better as the time goes on. But with this first initial group, we wanted to get it up and going, and and see. So
Okay.
it's been awesome so far.
So are they all seniors or juniors, or what grade are they?
They're all seniors.
Okay.
So they're all seniors. To be a participant in the Beautillion, you have to be a graduating senior.
And
yes.
we're going to talk about the cotillion, because I know you know a little bit about that too in Juliet's absence.
I will, yeah.
But also, I want to know who's on your team. I mean, who are you as a group who that actually organized this to get it started again? That's what I want to know.
Impact?
Yes, so the Beautillion is being presented by the Impact Foundation, which is an organization that we started in 2005.
Yes.
Yes,
oh,
yes. So,
commend you
we've been
on
going
that.
18
Beautiful.
years strong.
Great.
So, and then we reached out to some other community members. So the Beautillion committee is actually made up of more community members, also outside of, which camera am I at? Outside of
You talking to us.
the Impact organization as well. I'll try to. Within this, I'll try to name some names. So,
Okay, go on,
Mr.
throw
Corey
him up
Johnson.
there. Corey
is a part-
Johnson, we got to get him on the show.
Yes.
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 Minister Marshall Frazier, Mr. Saul Grant, Mr. William Muhammad, Mr. Damian McMullen, Mr. Theron Montgomery, Mr. Terrence T.C. Campbell, DeCarlos Anderson, Eric Russell. I know I'm leaving somebody else out, but I'll tag them if I miss out on. I don't want to leave anybody out, but so we
Great men, and I think we've met them all at least once.
Yes.
So they're a great
Yes.
group of men.
Yeah, they're very active in the community as well. So we wanted to put good positive young men, or good positive role model figures in front of these young men.
That's right.
So they can see the positivity and what we were talking about earlier in the community. So
Now, what makes you such a good dad? I mean, you, I know, had mentors in your life, and we happen to know one. We call him Pop's daddy, right?
yeah.
Homer Ferguson was a great mentor for you. Is he the main reason that you have such a heart for leading young men? You also have sons. Talk about that.
he is the number one reason.
Okay.
He was the number one reason. I think most people that know me know that. I had two really good mentors in my life. Mr. Homer Ferguson, who you referred to as Pop, he's by far number one. And Mr. Harold Sutherland Jr., Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Yes, absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
that's
So
right, sure.
those were the two men that made me who I am today.
Okay.
Really.
Inspired you to
yep.
be a leader. Well, you're certainly doing a great job in their memory, and I'm sure they're very proud of you.
Yes.
Like we are, right, Shaviva,
Yes,
as your aunties.
definitely.
Yes.
Now, you're somebody that can call me auntie. Not everybody can. Okay. Shaviva,
Yeah.
I know
No,
you
my
want to-
question, my question is, with the cotillion and the Beautillion, is there any amount of overlap as far as maybe some of the young men from the Beautillion are escorting some of the young ladies and vice versa?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that question. So, to be a part of the Beautillion and the cotillion, for that matter, you have to do a series of professional developments. So, last weekend we had the joint cotillion Beautillion professional development, and Miss Latoya Hall and Mr. Anthony Thomas presented to the cotillion members, their escorts, the Beautillion members, and their escorts. So we had them all in one space.
Okay.
Yep. So it was wonderful. There were quite a few that were going. I believe we had 42 total
Wow.
students.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So we did on healthy relationships.
Oh, that's so important.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And then
Yeah.
we
For
talked a
both
lot about,
sexes.
and they talked a lot about networking and being around people of positivity and just growing your network, things like that. So
That is wonderful, because that's not only is it it's not separate. It's two separate events, but it's a community collective sort of thing.
Yes.
And people.
yeah.
I just wondered if you had any comments. Ed, I know you probably don't even have your phone in here.
I think Agnes said it. Amy Cass has been busy, hard at work commenting.
Oh,
on all
thank
this.
you
Okay,
so
as always,
much.
thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. And for those of you who may be commenting, please hang with us. Anyway, we'll get back to you after the show. And we don't have our intern today. And hopefully you're safe somewhere and it's not storming outside, because we can't tell, right?
Right.
So we want to talk about what's the order of if a person buys tickets, and tell people about how they can buy tickets, the date and everything. Yeah, just talk about that.
So the date is April 22nd, 2023. It'll be held at the Electric Park Ballroom.
Nice.
At 310 Congress Street, 50703. It starts at 7 p.m., so you want to make sure you get there on time. You can purchase tickets from any of the committee members. Each one of the bowls or a family member of the bowl will have tickets. We'll have tickets, I believe, at Ari's. With Helen and T.
I'll pick mine up tonight. No.
Yep. We'll have tickets at Brothers Barbershop. So a few more places around the community will have tickets as well. But you can just reach out to me as well. My name, number's on the flyer. I'll leave it before we go. I'll leave my cell phone number and my email address. So the tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for students.
Great prices,
Okay, yes.
Astor. You're to be commended on just keeping the price very cost effective. And what can people expect when they get there? Tell us the order. What's going to happen? Because, you know, Sharon Silva, she's a friend
Yes.
of Lori Dale introduced us to this little lady. And do you know Sharon?
She called. Yes, I do.
Okay.
She called me last week though.
Oh, good.
We talked last week.
Because
Yes.
she's so excited about
Yes.
the Beautillion, and then I made sure that she knew about the Beautillion.
Yes, thank
So
you. Yep, she did mention you guys. Yes, appreciate it.
tell us what to expect when you get there.
Well, I don't want to give it all away, but I'll give you a
That's
little
right.
bit.
Spoiler
Just a little tease.
Yep. So we do have an agenda. We'll have the presentation. The big main purpose of it is the presentation of the bowls.
Yes.
So we'll be presenting them to the community. You'll get to hear about all their accomplishments, their work, their extracurricular activities, things that they're doing in the community, their volunteer, things they do to volunteer in the community. It's a formal event, so you'll see the young men in their nice suits and
Tuxes
ties.
and
so
would they have the boys, the guys, the young men? Will they get to dance with their mothers like the girls get to dance? Have the father-daughter dance? Is it going to be mother-son, or how does that work?
So we haven't worked out those details right now. No.
Okay, good to know.
No. So they'll get to dance with their escorts. But I do want to mention this. So each one of the Beautillion participants will receive a black suit.
Oh.
So our gift to them for participating in the Beautillion is they'll receive a black suit. So the suit that they wear, they get to keep.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's not like a rented
Nice.
tuxedo. So
Wonderful.
yes,
So before we move on, though, we got to talk about the cotillion just a quick few minutes. So what do you want to tell people about that? Because that comes before the Beautillion.
It does.
For our viewers to know. Talk about that in Juliet's absence, if you know.
I'll try to. I'll try to get it right.
she'll
My wife will
appreciate it.
get me if I don't get it
Oh,
correct.
she's on the board.
Yeah. Yes, she is. So the Beautillion is
Cotillion.
excuse me. The Cotillion is April 8th.
That's right. Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Yes.
And I believe it starts at 6.
Okay.
I believe. But Julietta, correct me if I'm wrong.
She'll type it. Hopefully
Yeah, she'll type.
watching
Hopefully
it.
she. But it's
Or Amy. We can count
yes,
on Amy.
it's the same thing. I believe they have 19 young ladies.
Wow,
Yes,
they got
I
a
believe they have
good
19 young
group.
ladies. Yeah, a real good group. This group is real well. We work with quite a few of them in my day job. So they have a great group. The Club La Dames committee, they've been putting the Cotillion on. This is their main fundraiser event. They've been putting it on, I believe, since 1985, I believe.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
I believe if I got that date correct. So it's an awesome event. If you've never attended it, make sure you purchase a ticket from one of the Club La Dame members, one of the Cotillion participants. They're currently selling tickets.
I'm sure Amy is going to have that all in the comments.
So where do you know where they're? Of course, you know where they're.
Yes, they're at the Waterloo Center for the Arts.
Oh, that's where.
Excuse me, the Waterloo Convention Center.
Convention Center.
Oh, the new
Convention Center, yes.
I've got to
My
get over
apologies.
there and look too. Yeah, well, that's
The Waterloo
great.
Convention Center, yes.
And what are you wearing?
I normally wear my tuxedo to the Cotillion.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I normally wear my tuxedo Cotillion, and I like to jazz it up a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe put on a pair of gym shoes and
Okay.
maybe some. I've wore Chuck Taylors a couple times.
Okay,
Oh,
all
Some
right.
well, I'm
Jordans,
sure
maybe, but
everyone
we'll see.
will look
Put a
nice.
special
It
touch.
depends if my wife give me
Thank
the
you.
look or not.
Okay.
Yeah, we know who runs the show. You know, you got to look nice for the wife, right?
Absolutely.
Whatever she says passes. Well, great. Thank you so much for joining us today and talking about that. It's always such a pleasure to see you.
You too.
After growing up, watching you grow up with your sisters, and yeah, you'd really become a great young man. And I like the company you keep too. You know, those guys you hang out with, they're the best.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we portray that, we talk about that to the young man as well, just growing your network and being around positive people.
Leave that negativity
Absolutely.
alone.
Absolutely.
Right, Shaviva?
That's right.
Surround yourself with good people.
That's right. And now you'll be so happy that we're actually to the part where you get to sing the solo tonight.
Okay.
Oh, he's ready. Look
No.
at him. Okay,
See?
so we're gonna harmonize with you a little
Okay,
bit,
good.
Right.
Yes, but we want to give everyone a warning. If you're not a joyful type person, you may want to leave the room because this is full of fun. And a lot of people, you know, they usually warn the bad news. They'll warn you you're going to see some bad images, but we
Yes.
warn you because it's going to be too much fun in just a few
Okay.
minutes. We got the best birthday people.
That's right. Every week we have the very, very best birthday people.
The best.
And right now we're talking about Michelle Williams.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Catherine Ferguson. That's my girl.
Okay.
Yes.
Dennis Williams. Boom
Yes.
shakalaka.
Oh yes, Dennis.
Yep. Audrey Wallakin Green.
Our girl.
Faye Young.
Our girl.
Matt Thompson.
Our
Happy
guy.
birthday, y'all.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And Christopher Schwartz, the
Yes.
one and only, right?
Indeed.
Tim
Happy.
Cooper.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
One of the Cooper boys. All right, Rodney Frost. Black Frost, hello.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, Angie Weekly, you know. Harris Caesar Sr.
Yes,
Happy
indeed.
birthday.
Happy birthday. And Tequila. Tequila Jefferson.
And she says 2 L's because it's a double shot. She always says that when we spell her name. Happy birthday,
Okay.
Tequila, and all of you wonderful birthday people. I mean, we really got the best ones.
Oh, yeah.
Whew. And you don't know, but we know the chorus. We're going to sing these little lines in. You join in right
Okay,
on
I
cue.
will. I
Okay.
will.
On the one.
On the one.
On the
Okay.
one. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure you would agree
It couldn't fit more perfectly
than to have a world party.
on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to
ya.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Whoa! All right, we made it. We made it, y'all.
We made it through
Yes,
another
indeed.
show. Building still standing. We all right so far, right?
Yes.
We're safe in here.
That's
We,
right.
I know that's what I thought.
Yeah.
If we can just make it there, we'll probably be all right.
Oh, yes.
We got some great shows coming up this month, and the first one that comes to mind is Miss Snooks next week.
Okay.
Miss Elizabeth Merriweather. Yeah, she's coming. She's going to be on the
Yes,
show.
Okay.
She was the first sheriff, black sheriff, female,
Okay.
back in the day. I
Wow.
could see her in her uniform now. So she'll be here next week.
Okay.
And in a couple weeks, we got more and more and more good stuff. So just count on it. All right. And as seasoned women, Shaviva, we've learned a
Yes.
few things because we've been around a while.
That's right.
right.
That's
We're
right.
gonna tell Astor some things. We got to teach these young folks.
Okay.
What have you learned?
Hey, I've learned that if you hold your closed hands really, really, really tight, nothing can get out. But you know what? Nothing can get in either.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. And I've learned that you can never be ashamed of where you come from.
That's right.
127 Chestnut Street. Okay. And we want to thank all of our viewers today for being here. I hope you like the different perspective on the Northend Update page where you get to see the raw deal without all the fancy back work that Ed Stouffer and Agnes Kress create in the
That's
studio.
right. And do such a wonderful job every single Friday.
Yeah, we sure
Yes.
appreciate you. And until next time, we want all of our viewers to keep doing more of what makes you awesome. Agnes is talking
That's right.
about it.
Like Astor Williams.
Like Astor.
Right.
Because
It makes us all look good. Hey, and remember, if it's Friday,
What?
it's Northend
Northend
Update. Yes.
That's right. See you next week.